welcome to Dharmic Evolution. Hey everybody, I'm your host, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. Hey, we just added another country today, and I'm not sure which country it was. I mean, we're being downloaded in places like Uganda, Iceland, places that I wouldn't think. Vietnam, we've got a lot of downloads. So I guess, maybe it's just because we're unusual, but always thankful to have the world community tuning into Dharmic Evolution, checking out what's going on. So, we were having these hurricanes and everything. It was pretty bizarre. I'm glad we've kind of dodged the bullet. A lot of people have, and our hearts go out and our prayers go out to the ones who have suffered damage and destruction, and hopefully you get your power back on just as soon as possible and get your lives back into order. I know these power companies are doing a slam-up job getting people back online, really quickly, considering what they have to go through to do this. So really, really happy for that. Hey, I want to thank some of you guys who are joining up on the Dharmic Evolution Facebook community page. A lot of people rocking it out with their content on there. More and more people coming on like every week, every day sometimes, just adding their content, songs, posts, maybe a video, whatever you got going on, share it with your community. Not only there's a lot of singer-songwriters and musicians around the world checking out the show, but just the public in general, like appreciating what you guys do. So happy to help out with that. And today we're in Orlando, Florida, and they just missed the big fat win, Irma. Some of them did. In Orlando, they did for sure. But we're going to feature these two wonderful young ladies, and they're going to have some songs from their new album called Back to New. It's two fine young singer-songwriters, Gabriella and Bianca Leduc, otherwise known as Diamond Dixie. You better strap up your seatbelts and let's go for a ride. Are you a singer-songwriter, artist, or author? Are you in need of a platform for your career? Well, the James O'Connor Agency is in the business of helping you broadcast your global career. If you are needing to expand your presence in a big way, such as having your music and your voice heard around the world, well, look no further. We have the platforms here to help you catapult your career like no one else can. Your artistry can be featured around the world on the James O'Connor Agency YouTube channel. Here at the James O'Connor Agency, we can expand your global career by being a featured guest on Dharmic Evolution for singer-songwriters and everyone in the entertainment industry. Or The James O'Connor Show, designed for authors, speakers, and thought leaders. Both shows are international radio, TV shows, and podcasts. Go to thejamesO'ConnorAgency.com and find out what we can do for your global career right now. I just want to welcome Diamond Dixie, Gabriella, and Bianca here from Orlando, Florida. Welcome to Dharmic Evolution.
Thank you so much for having us, James.
Yeah. What a nice surprise when I got connected to you guys and saw what you're doing and got connected to your music and checking you out and everything. Really, I can tell that you guys have the work ethic.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we certainly work hard at what we do. So
yeah, it shines through, and that's such a huge component today. And a lot of people think it's just, well, I'm gifted in certain areas, and it'll just come to me. And you guys obviously know that is not true. That you have to go out and own it and grab it and embrace it and do all the things you need to do. So tell us, first of all, I love the name. How'd you come up with the name Diamond Dixie?
Thank you so much. Well, it was probably, 6 years ago when we were thinking of names. We were making a lot of noise in, our community, basically. So they would have, events in our neighborhood for, the 4th of July, Christmas, basically, neighborhood events. And it was a pretty big deal. And we would always perform there. Mm-hmm. And we always went as the Leduc sisters or the Leduc family because our brother, he plays drums and guitar.
Yeah, and then at the time, our dad also played in the band, too.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Now, who's still in the band? Is your brother still playing with you guys, or?
Yeah, he is,
cool.
But he's not Diamond Dixie. He's not the face of Diamond Dixie. He's more like the background band, I guess, if you want to call it that. He enjoys playing drums and electric guitar for us, but he doesn't want to be like plastered all over the posters and everything.
He's a session player.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was our dad and our brother and then us two. So we either went as like the LeDuc family or LeDuc kids or whatever. And we were making a lot of noise in our community. And at the time we were probably 8 and 10 years old, around those ages. So pushing middle school ages and stuff.
Right.
And once we realized that this was something that we wanted to turn into like a lifelong career, we were like, okay, we can't keep going. We need a band name, we need something that is going to stick and something people will remember and that kind of thing. So at the time, our manager, if you want to call him that, he was basically... Well, this is like 2 years after we started in with these like... the headphones flying off.
Are you speaking Italian to me? Is that what's going on?
I talk with my hands a lot, so I guess it just came flying. Anyway, so... 2 years after we got in with the like community performances, we had this one show where they were making t-shirts for it, and they're like, yeah, do you like the manager, like Gabriella was saying, if you want to call him that, manager at the time, he was like our music instructor, so he was kind of helping us get gigs and stuff. So he wasn't really a manager, but let's just call him that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But he got you to the next level, which was good.
Yeah. So he was like, yeah, we need a band name because we're making t-shirts for this and you're gonna be on the back of it. We're like, oh, that's kind of cool. So literally we spent like 2 weeks just writing down names on a piece of paper, going around to everyone in our family, hey, does this sound cool? Does this sound cool? And we wanted something girly and something country, so we were literally just writing like different words on a notepad, and we were just like pairing them up, and nothing sounded good. So literally one day, Gabriella just came to me and she's like, I have it, Diamond. Or I was like, I think you said Dixie Diamond, and I was like, no, and you're like Diamond Dixie, and then that just clicked. Yeah. And forever, it just clicked, and it just rolled off of the tongue so easily. So it's kind of funny. Everyone's like, oh, so like, what's the meaning behind your band name? And we're like, there's not really a meaning, but there's a story, I guess.
Who cares? It sounds cool.
Yeah. And ironically, our manager at the time, we told it to him, and he's like, I don't like it. And we're like, you know what? Everyone else in our family loves it. Our friends love it. We love it. We're sticking with it.
Yeah.
So, Diamond Dixie was on the t-shirt that day. Yep.
No, that's a good move. I mean, it just flows, and you're right. Who cares what it means? It has that, like it's an attention grabber, and I think it's just an awesome name. So tell me about like when you guys first started saying, hey, let's get musical. Like, how did this happen that you guys started like playing together and either jamming or songwriting? Like, how did the genesis of all this begin for you two?
Well, I would say once we started becoming serious about this, we realized really fast that there were other people that even of our same age group that wanted to do exactly what we were doing. And for some reason, and we needed to stick out somehow. And so I would say probably a year or two after, we decided hey, this is what we wanted to do. We were huge. I mean, we still are, but at the time we were huge Dixie Chicks fans.
Okay.
And I remember going to Bianca saying hey, it would be so cool if you played the banjo and I played mandolin. And she's like, the banjo? Are you kidding me? That is so not cool. And so I'm like, no, seriously. I really think we could be the next Dixie Chicks.
Right.
And so, but of course there's two of us. And so she's like, I don't know. Well, she got a banjo that Christmas. Yeah. And I got a mandolin that Christmas. And Bianca stuck with it ever since. I kind of go back and forth between guitar and mandolin.
Right.
But that just kind of, I think that really put us, what am I trying to say? Showed our community and even Orlando
that we're different.
We're different than other people that are trying to do this as well. So I think that's kind of when it clicked.
Yeah, you're different and you're serious about it too, which, you guys both made the commitment to, and a lot of people do that and say, just doodle around on it, but you guys seem to be the real deal, which I so appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I think it's time to play Take Two and let people know what you guys are all about. Here we go with Diamond Dixie.
off the tire swing. Then you apologize with a ring made out of dandelion wings. Now we're all grown up, and I think you forgot about the girl next door with the fire in her heart. If you only knew what I was thinking, this could be more than what I'm dreaming. Whoa, whoa. Let's go back. We can fall in love again, but this time let's not pretend that we were too good to be true. And I know we were meant to go back to me and you. Take two. For a while I was trying to make it work out. With somebody, but I couldn't stop thinking about how picture perfect it would be if you were the one who was kissing me. If you only knew what I was thinking, this could be more than what I'm dreaming. Whoa, whoa. Let's go back. We can fall in love again, but this time let's not pretend that we were too good to be true. And I know we were meant to go back to me and you. Take two. Maybe it's all in my mind, but this is a feeling I can't fight. No, I can't fight it. You'll come around and then you'll see that we were really meant to be. One day you're gonna say, let's go back. We can fall in love again, but this time let's not pretend that we were too good to be true. And I know we were meant to go back to me and you. Take two. Take two. Take two.
All right, take two. I love that. And what is the story behind that, ladies? Take two. Were you in the studio and said, wait a minute, take two? Is that what happened? What happened?
We do make that joke occasionally, and it's really funny because we make YouTube videos pretty much on a weekly basis, twice a week. And whenever we have to do a second take, we're like, take two. So we gotta use that joke.
Yeah.
But the song is basically, we wrote this song with one of our good friends in Nashville. Her name's Callie Rohde. And she's kind of like a pop rock artist.
Yeah.
So it was really cool collaborating country with pop rock.
Mhm.
So I guess this song, that's why it kind of has more of a alternative feel, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was really cool collaborating with her. But this song is basically about having like a crush on someone, especially when you're like younger, and then you grow up and you still have that crush on someone,
But it just never went anywhere.
never went anywhere.
Right.
So it's like, say like, hey, can we have like a second take at this relationship, I guess. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cute little story that way.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, tell me about the Nashville connection and how you guys got connected to folks down there, and when did this start, and how did you end up down there? Like, what was the first thing that got you guys connected to the people in Nashville?
Well, we actually, I think it was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's this convention in Nashville. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called NAMM.
Yes.
The NAMM convention. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the one in Nashville happens during the summertime, and this was about like 4 or 5 years ago. And we were invited. Actually, there's a music school here in town, and that's basically where we started lessons and everything. And we're really good friends with the owner, and so he had extra tickets to NAMM that year, and he's like, hey, do you want to come with us? And we're like, yeah, of course. Like, it's Nashville, we've never been, let's go. And so we went up there, and it's amazing. Even though NAMM isn't specifically for artists, you make a whole bunch of connections up there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So we did, and long story short, we were there probably, I think, the next month, because we met another artist, and he's like, hey, come back up for songwriting. And so we did. And the second time we went up, we made more connections, and it just kind of like snowballed.
Yeah,
so.
and the more connections we were making, the more we were learning about the industry in general. So it just kind of snowballed after that.
Right.
Yeah. So now let me ask you about the songwriting and how it connects to that. Now, you guys, you write everything together? Do you break all, apart once in a while and say, I'm going to write something here, and then kind of collaborate after you have individual songs, or how does it work? Is there any formula?
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. We rarely co-write as like both of us together.
Right.
It's usually both of us co-writing with another artist, or just each of us writing separately. And then once we finish a song, coming to each other and being like, hey, like, do you have any like revisions or whatever?
Right.
There was only one song that we've ever written together, and that's actually Free Ride on our new EP. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. People are like, oh, do you write together? And we're like, when we do, it's with like other artists,
people.
but we never write like together, I guess.
Yeah, and it's weird because our styles are actually really different, which makes us great as a duo, because Bianca wrote Live and Let Go on our EP, and that kind of has a bluegrassy, like, country feel to it. And then I wrote Reckless, which has more of a modern country feel. So it's really cool being able to do that.
Yeah. So that's really unusual, I think. But that's a cool thing about songwriting is there's no rules to anything. You can just kind of make stuff up and just, who cares, as long as you get the song done,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's cool. So when you guys do your individual things, do you ever sit like 3 people in a room? Have you ever done that? Is it like the 2 of you and one other person? Or is it? Oh, yeah. And that works pretty cool?
Yeah, we really enjoy co-writing with other artists. Like when we go up to Nashville, we co-write with a whole bunch of like artist friends of ours. So it's always like us 2 and then like some friends in the room as well.
Right.
So it's usually 3 in a room or more. Yeah.
Yeah, like recently, we just went to Nashville probably 2-3 weeks ago, and like Bianca said, it's usually us and then one other person. Like, that's pretty much what it's like. But on this last Nashville trip, we wrote this song with 2 other artists, and they're not a duo. So it was us 2 and then a solo artist and another solo artist. And so we wrote this song, and we just couldn't take it anywhere. We got the first verse down, first verse, and then the chorus down. And we're like, we like it. We just don't know where to take it. And it was like 3 PM, and we were hitting that, like, we were hitting a peak. Like,
right.
We were so tired and everything. And later in that week, we had another co-write with 2 other people, and we couldn't think of anything. We were throwing out ideas, none of them really
was
clicked.
catching.
Yeah, nothing was catching. And Bianca and I were like, hey, let's bring out this song that we wrote with these other people. And so we did, and the other 2 guys fell in love with it, and we actually finished the song.
Yeah.
And so that one indirectly has 4 other people written on it.
Yeah. So it's really cool though, like with songwriting, because you have this idea and you don't really know, like, sometimes you don't know how to put it into words, put it into a song. So it's cool to see other people's ideas and see other people's take on the idea to actually complete it into a finished song.
Yeah.
So,
it's always a surprise, isn't it? Like, I had no idea. Like, I mean, I go through that every time I go in the studio. It's like, you go in and you prepare and everything, but you sort of have this little bit of a preconceived notion about what the songs, and then it's always a surprise, and it's always better, like when it's done. Like, because somebody comes up with something you never even dreamed of, Yeah. Bianca, let me ask you, who were your heroes when you were growing up listening to music? Like, who resonated with you to really influence you to be who you are today?
when I was younger, Actually, okay, so our dad, he always played guitar, like even from his high school, college days. So he kind of was the one that influenced us to get into playing music, playing instruments, and like all this stuff. So once we were playing music and singing and had like showed an interest, I was really into Carrie Underwood at the time.
Yeah.
And then at this time, also Hanna Montana was a show.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah.
Gabrielle and I were like diehard Hanna Montana fans. So I guess you could say Miley Cyrus actually played a role in the influence of our music.
Great,
Yeah.
great role model there. I mean, that's a good influence. Another hardworking, dedicated person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, how about you, Gabriella?
I would say, let me think. Okay, so obviously Hannah Montana.
Right.
And I remember at this point, Taylor Swift was just coming out, and she came out with Tim McGraw, which was her first single. And I remember I actually wasn't really crazy about Taylor Swift because Hannah Montana was all the rage.
Yeah.
And my dad, he was like, Hannah Montana's not going to last forever. Like, this is just a TV show on Disney Channel. It's just going to be like a phase or whatever. But he heard of Taylor Swift, and he's like, this girl really has something. You know, she writes her own songs. At the time, I think she was 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
And so he kind of like pushed Taylor Swift on me. And it wasn't until our song came out, which was her second single, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this girl. Like, I'm a huge fan now.
Yeah.
So definitely Taylor Swift. And then later I got to really, really loving Miranda Lambert. I love how in your face she is, and her style of songwriting is so unique. And I definitely love that.
Yeah.
So Miranda Lambert as
Yeah.
well.
Well, let's listen to Diamond Dixie here, and we're going to play Live and Let Go. Check this one out.
One of my real good friends was crying 'cause she lost her boyfriend to another girl he was cheating with all the time. With tears running down her face, she said that he was such a waste of the past 5 years of her life. She told me that he was no good, but still wishes that she could stare into those dark green eyes again. I told her that's no way to live and to stop thinking of him, and here's my one piece of advice. Let be what needs to be and let go what needs to go. Holding on to something too long is not good, you know. Just follow the wind wherever it decides to blow. You need to learn to live and let go. Jenny is another one I know who's just not good at letting go of bad times or awkward situations. Like the one time that guy walked by, he waved his hand and she said hi. Realized he was waving to a girl behind her. Let be what needs to be and let go what needs to go. Holding on to something too long is not good, you know. Just follow the wind wherever it decides to blow. You need to learn to live and let go. Ooh, time can really fly by. Ooh, stop worrying about the past and just live your life. Alright. Let be what needs to be and let go what needs to go. Holding on to something too long is not good, you know. Just follow the wind wherever it decides to blow. You need to learn to live and let go. You need to learn to live and let go.
Live and Let Go. What a great song. Okay, so what's the story on that one? They're really, really good song. Love it.
Thank you. Well, I was the one that wrote that song, and when I was writing it, like, I'm a really like positive person, and I guess a lot of people say I'm motivational, and I don't even try to be, but I just like making other people happy, I guess. So when I was writing this song, I just felt very like inspired. So I really wanted to put something out there that like motivated people to just like brush the small things off your shoulder. Like, don't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders kind of thing. And I actually have this one friend, and she kind of has a tendency to do that. So I guess that inspired me even more. And her name's Jenny, and she's actually mentioned in that song. So yeah, I guess that's where the inspiration came from.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, lighten up, Jenny.
It's really funny. Jenny's such a sweetheart. She'll come to our shows, and it doesn't matter how many times she's heard the song. She loves this song so much, and she always whips out her iPhone on the second verse when her name's about to be mentioned, so she can record it.
Goes to Instagram right away, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about performance a little bit. Like you guys, you gig around the Orlando area quite a bit. Give me your favorite like sweet spot. Is like, what's your favorite gig? What do you guys like to do more than anything else? Small intimate shows, big shows, Coliseum, like what is it that you like?
I think our favorite type of shows are probably like festivals.
Yeah, definitely festivals. And then also, we've played the House of Blues in Orlando twice. Once this past year, and then once the year before.
Right.
And it's so cool getting to play the House of Blues because it's not, it's not like an arena or whatever. So it's a smaller venue, but everyone in the audience is there to see you and listen to you. They're not there to get drunk in the back or whatever. And it's not like your background music. So it's really cool being able to do that. And then festivals as well.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, festivals seem to have that vibe of everybody's in a good mood, and it's usually like in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like I had an artist on recently, Rua from Bucharest, and she said that the rage over there in Europe right now is getting out to shows in the day. It's becoming more and more of a big thing, And I said, well, that makes a lot of sense because you have more energy. You aren't working all day, and you kind of like can devote like time to like enjoying, like without, I got to get up in 3 hours or whatever, enjoy the artistry of what's going on.
Yeah.
So it seems to be catching a lot of traction over there about, they call them, I forget what they called it, but it's kind of like a 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon thing, rather than 9 at night, So
I'd
like to see more of that in this country.
Yeah.
Mixing it up on the co-write, they write with other artists, then apart, then together, then apart, then together, up in Nashville, and always include some friends. Right back to my interview with the ladies right after this.
Do you ever wonder why you were created and what you're here to do? Then the geography of the soul will help you to find your true place in this world. The music is so inspirational, including tracks such as I Wanna Be Loved, State of Grace, and Ride On. James Kevin O'Connor is an internationally acclaimed singer, songwriter, music producer, entertainment agent, TV star, and a loving father who leads you to find your true place and calms your mind and soul in breathtaking ways. Buy Geography of the Soul today by James Kevin O'Connor at iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, jameskevinoconnor.com. Geography of the Soul, a beautiful CD that you need to own today by James Kevin O'Connor.
Sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. So give me the lineup when you guys play out. Like, obviously, you guys are on guitar, mandolin, banjo, or a combination, and full, bass, drums, piano. Is it or?
Actually, no. It's usually just Gabrielle and me, and then our brother plays drums for us.
Okay.
And we really like the challenge of like making it sound like a full band, even though there's just 3 of us.
Right.
So we really enjoy putting on a show instead of just standing there at our mic stands. So throughout the set, throughout our show, Gabriella changes from guitar to mandolin. I change from banjo to guitar to maybe bass. And our brother will go from drums. Sometimes he'll switch on guitar if it's like a slower song.
Yeah.
So we really enjoy the challenge of playing like more instruments than just like just the typical like
Right,
one
right.
for you, one for me, one for him.
Right.
Like we like changing it up. We like the challenge of making it sound like a fuller band, even though there's just 3 of us.
Wow, that's great. I mean, it's challenging, but it's probably, the dynamics of it are probably really cool. You're doing like
Yeah.
you're doing like the White Stripes, only with 3, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So give me some more of the places that you play outside of Orlando, or is that really challenging for you guys to get out to other places, or do you just are you building, the career based on regional coverage in your home, turf?
Yeah, well, we actually play mostly in the state of Florida. So not necessarily like Orlando, like where we are. We kind of like to venture out from that. But Florida, we like to stay in the state of Florida.
Right.
Because we have a lot of fans here. So we'll play Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach. We'll go up to Jacksonville. We go down to Miami sometimes. We've actually got a show in West Palm Beach, I believe in October. We're playing the VIP lounge at the Florida Georgia Line concert, which we're so excited about.
Wow, that's great. Those guys are really hot right now. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that'd be
Definitely.
great for you guys. Get more people to know you. So you're really the beach girls. 'Cause you love the beach. You don't stray far from the beach. It's like I want my tan. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, so let's talk a little bit about social media. Like, what's your favorite jam? What do you love more than anything else? Are you on everything, or you guys just pick out specific platforms?
We enjoy the whole thing. We have
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. We got it all because we know that there's different people. We know that different people like to use different stuff. So we want to get out to as many people as we can, reach out to those fans and like engage them, talk to them. And we really enjoy social media because it gives us the chance to talk to those fans that might be like all over the country or like all over the world that aren't able to come to our shows. We really enjoy doing Facebook Lives also because
definitely.
then that gives us a chance to perform in front of those people that aren't able to come to our shows. But it's like they have like a front row seat. So
Yeah.
fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was checking out your Facebook page earlier. You guys really did a good job on the way you present everything there.
Thank you.
And it wasn't in any way reckless. Let's check out Reckless. Here we go.
You have a way of coming easily to me. And I like the way you drive me crazy.
how sweet it is. Love that. Reckless. Really, really good song. Story on that one, ladies?
Yeah, so like I said before, I wrote this song, and ironically, I wrote it about my ex-boyfriend. So we're not together anymore.
But at the time
when I wrote it was basically about being in a relationship where, like, even when you're having a bad day, you tripped, you spilt your coffee, you are wearing a white shirt, you spilt barbecue sauce on it, like, you're having the worst day ever. This being around someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a guy, like just a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
They just make you feel like none of that matters, like only they matter. So.
Right. Did you email it to him?
Well, at the time when we were I actually like broke up with him literally when we got back from the studio of me recording it. So, kind of ironic, but hey, I've got a song, so that's all that matters.
Well, that was probably, your past to say, okay, it's validated because I have the song now. So it's, it's my permission slip,
Right.
So we were talking a little bit while we were listening to Reckless about your production. So let's talk about the way you guys get your music together, who's producing, helping you get your sound, and take us into the studio a little bit. What goes on in there?
Yeah, well, our producer for this last EP was Greg Bates, and he was actually an artist himself a few years back, and he had a #1 single on country charts, but he decided to not go with the artist route anymore and start doing like the behind the scenes stuff. So we got in contact with him, and he produced this new EP of ours. And in the studio, it's like you have this vision for these songs that you wrote, and you don't really know how to put them together because you have a drummer, you have a electric guitarist, you have even a keyboard player, and it's like you've never really worked with these people, so it's like I don't know what to tell you to play to fit my vision, I guess. So that's when the producer comes in, and he like talks to you about like what you're seeing, like the vision for your songs and everything. And really, like a good producer, which Greg Bates definitely was, he like pulled that vision out of us and like made these songs so great. So I guess we like co-produced it, I guess, because he would talk to us and then like translate it, I guess, for lack of a better word, to the musicians. And then with like the editing process and everything, it just like made this like awesome like outcome.
So was this your first experience like working with a producer? Like did you guys come away with like I learned a lot from this thing?
We definitely did learn a lot.
Yeah.
For our first EP that we recorded, we worked with a producer, and we weren't really sure like what the studio etiquette was, I guess. So we weren't sure like how involved we should be. So our first EP, we weren't really all that involved. We just let the producer just take it away. And then after that, we're like, okay, this is like good stuff, but it's not really like our sound. Yeah. So after that and working with Greg, we're like, oh, so this is how it's supposed to be. Like, we are supposed to be involved like a lot, and the producer isn't supposed to take over, but he's supposed to like work with you to create something great, which Greg Bates did amazing at.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the key, I think, is, you want to deliver a good product, but you can't isolate the artist out of, it's their world, it's you guys, it's your sound, and you want it to be enhanced to the point where, this feels right. I mean, when I first started doing this, it was like, I was good at saying, no, this is wrong. So you don't necessarily have to know you don't have to have a crystal clear vision of it's got to be exactly this, but if you can like scrape away the things that don't belong there, eventually you'll come to, okay, I'm home now. I kind of found the right place.
It's like a process of elimination kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just keep trying different things, and then just scratch out all the ones that you didn't like. And then the ones that you do like, it makes this awesome song. So.
Yeah. Give me the funniest story that you can remember since you guys have been playing, either live or writing, or did something happen that was really kind of hilarious or unexpected that you can share with us?
Yeah, well, I can share one right off the top of my head. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, we played this one show called JB's Fish Camp. It's in New Smyrna Beach, and New Smyrna is literally right by Daytona Beach. And so we play this place a lot. It's a fish camp. It's right on what do you call it? Like a channel.
Now
Yeah.
wait a minute. What is a fish camp? Because this sounds like something from a Three Stooges movie. A fish camp, really?
Yeah, a fish camp. It's really, really cool. So basically, there's a restaurant, and then you walk outside the restaurant, and they've got
Like a dock.
a dock where you can go fishing. Like people pull up their boat. People literally like drive their boats to the fish camp. They dock their boats there, and then they go eat. So it's like really cool. You can fish, you can kayak, you can canoe.
And then right outside of the restaurant, so I guess, okay, so like the restaurant is here, and then the dock like comes out of it, and then in between, or not in between, but like outside of that, and if you're in the restaurant or on the dock, there's like this stage that you can see, and that's where we play. So as you're playing on the stage, you kind of get like a whole view of like the area from the people on the dock, from the people in the restaurant. So it's a really cool place.
Yeah.
Like being in Florida, it really gets that like Florida
vibe.
Florida
Right.
vibes. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
definitely.
fun.
We play there a lot, especially in the summertime. And I think this happened before the summertime.
Yeah.
I want to say like back in May. And we usually pack the place. And so this time particularly, it was packed. Like there were people in the restaurant, inside and outside, and then there were people on the dock, all watching us, which was really cool. And right in front of the stage, there's like sand and there's picnic tables. And then behind that is where the restaurant is.
Okay.
And so next to the sand, that's where the channel is, where you can like go fish and like all that stuff. And then the stage is just in front of that. So I don't know. I can't explain that better. But anyways, it's all right next to each other. And so there was this little boy, I would probably say he's 5, 6 years old. Maybe,
Yeah,
if that. And so he was in like where the sand was, so right in front of the stage. And I think we just went on for like our second or third set. And so we were into like our first or second song, and it was me, Bianca, and then Ronnie was on cajon.
And Ronnie is our brother.
Right.
Ronnie's our, yeah. And so all of a sudden, this boy just pulled down his pants and he started like peeing, like with his head at it. And I looked at Bianca and I'm like, "You see this too, right?" And we all just like,
is this
what is going on? Where's this kid's parents? And it was really like funny, but it was weird because obviously this doesn't happen like normally. And he was like having trouble pulling his pants back up, and we're like, okay, we don't need to see this right now. And it was really, I mean, I felt bad for the kid, but I didn't know where the parents were. And it was funny because when we finished that set, we went back to our merchandise table, and the mom came over and she's like, "I just want to apologize for my son. I don't know what he was doing." Right when the pants went down, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to act like I'm not his mom right now.
Right.
I was like,
Well,
"Ow."
in some countries, that might be just, he's honoring your music, you never know. Depends on where you're from. Hey, tell me about your your merchandise. What is the top selling piece that you guys are you selling T-shirts? Are you selling CDs or a bunch of different things or?
Yeah, with our merchandise, we sell T-shirt. We have probably like five
different T-shirts, I would say.
T-shirts. We have hard copies of our CDs. We have posters. We have guitar picks. And we even have those flash tattoos that girls are really into. They're just like the temporary tattoos, and they're like metallic. And
I love those because I don't have any. I'm meaning to get some real ones, but I just keep putting it off, for years now.
Yeah, so we have like a variety of merchandise, and I would say one of our top sell. Oh, and we also have Diamond Dixie Orca cups.
Yeah, I have one right here.
Yeah, let me see. What is?
They're like a Yeti.
Oh,
but it's
nice.
like
I like that. That's very cool.
Diamond Dixie. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah.
With the glare.
Great
So we
job.
have the stainless steel color, and then we have a powder blue. So
Wow.
And I would say during the summer, those
sell
sold
fast.
really
Yeah.
fast. And another one of our sellers is just a hard copy of our CD. Like CDs are kind of going out of style. So when people go to live shows, they really enjoy like taking a piece of that live show back home, which hard copies of CDs do like perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know. I ask this question a lot because, I keep asking people like, what's going to be the next thing? And I've been talking about vinyl for a couple of years now. And you guys probably heard that Sony just announced like a month ago that they're rolling vinyl back out in a big way. They've ordered all the equipment and they've committed to like supporting the vinyl industry again, which I always thought was was we were missing that element of, the social interaction of taking an album out and like, hanging out with friends and just opening up all the liner notes and, putting it on. It was kind of cool actually. But I guess like you said, most musicians that I've talked to say the same thing. They want to support the artist and they want a token to take home with them. And they like taking CDs with them,
Right.
So do you feel that sells better than, or do t-shirts sell better? Like all in all, what's your sense of what kind of sells best?
I would honestly say the CDs do.
Yeah, the CDs sell the best, but the t-shirts are like right under it because when we're at festivals and we have a merch table, people always want to, like, I know at least for me, when I go to a concert, I know like in the back of my mind, even before I go, I want a t-shirt. So I guess people have just like that natural instinct just to like want like a piece of clothing to be like, hey, like I saw them.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's time to play Diamonds in This Town. Here's the video. Everybody strap up your seatbelt.
Got a feeling that I'm on the edge of something dangerous. I might fall, I might fly, I won't know till I try. I won't settle for nothing less than chasing a dream. Or has it been chasing me? I won't know where it goes, but I'll take the mystery. Shooting for the moon, never coming down. Shining like a diamond in this town. Sparkle through the rust, broken hearts and dust. Rising from the ground like a diamond in this town. I don't have much, but it's more than enough. My guitar and a tank of gas. With the stakes piled high, fire in my eyes, I know the pressure's worth the risk. I gotta go, no room for turning around. Like the wheels gotta roll, there ain't no stopping me now. Shooting for the moon, never coming down. Shining like a diamond in this town. Sparkle through the rust, broken hearts and dust. Rising from the ground like a diamond in this town. It's tough, it'll beat you up, but I won't back down. This town is tough, it'll beat you up, but I won't back down. This town is tough, it'll beat you up, but I won't back down. Shooting for the moon, never coming down. Shining like a diamond in this town. Sparkle through the rust, broken hearts and dust. Rising from the ground. Shooting for the moon, never coming down. Shining like a diamond in this town. Sparkle through the rust, broken hearts and dust. Rising from the ground like a diamond in this town.
Diamonds in This Town. What a great video. All right. So are you guys the diamonds in this town? I think you are.
We like to think so.
Yeah. Excellent. So the video, we were talking a little bit about it, that you kind of weren't in the market, but somebody made you an offer, you jumped on it, and you said some crowdfunding helped it too. How did you guys do with the crowdfunding? How did that work for you? Did it do okay?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And the reason why we decided to do with this video, we actually have a YouTube channel and we post weekly, actually twice a week, videos up on there. And we've always just filmed the videos ourselves. So this is the first time we actually worked with a professional videographer videographer.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and it was really cool because he made us an offer and we're like, okay, like, let's see how this goes. So we were like mapping it out and he's like, oh, well, let's have it in Nashville because that's it's about chasing your dreams. And if Nashville's a part of like that ultimate dream, then let's just go big or go home. Like, let's film it in Nashville. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
So, we were thinking like, it was almost like out of our budget, and we're like, oh, we really want to deliver this awesome video for this song. It was a fan favorite of our EP, and we're like, the fans love it. We want to create something awesome for this song. We don't want to just create something like mediocre. So, like, let's have the fans like be a part of this.
Yeah.
So, we did a crowdfunding campaign, which was awesome. We gave like the fans an opportunity to actually be a part of like the making of this video. So we went up to Nashville, filmed it in like 3 days. Actually, I think 2 because of the weather. Yeah, there was some like bad weather during one of the days, so that didn't work out. But anyway, we got the video filmed, and the fans love it. So
yeah, and it was really cool because everyone that donated to our crowdfunding campaign, they all got a personalized Polaroid picture. So Bianca and I, we took, Bianca actually got me this Polaroid camera for Christmas. Yeah. And so while we were in Nashville and while we were on the set of our video, in between takes, we would be like, okay, smile, and we do like a selfie. Yeah. Or whatever. Right. So we took probably, over 100 Polaroid pictures to send out to fans, and we did handwritten letters with everyone that donated. So it was really cool having them be part of this experience.
People like that. They can actually touch your world. You know, it's really very, very cool. Congratulations on a great video, and we're running out of time, but I want to hear you play that guitar and do a little singing for us. Yeah. Just give us a little something to send us on our way.
All right.
Yeah. Diamond Dixie live. Here we go.
I got a feeling that I'm on the edge of something dangerous. I'm a fool, I'm a fly, I won't know till I try. I won't settle for nothing less than chasing a dream. Or has it been chasing me? I won't know where it goes, but I'll take the mystery. Shooting for the moon, never coming down, shining like a diamond in this town. Sparkle through the rust, broken hearts and dust, rising from the underground like a diamond in this town.
All right. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
And some great guitar playing with those sky blue nails. Oh, yeah.
Yes! I just did them 2 days ago during the hurricane. She was so proud of them.
I told you we'd need another show. We're out of time. Diamond Dixie. Yeah. Listen, now, before we go, I want you guys to please give a shout out about your website. Where can we support you? Where can people go to help support Gabrielle and Bianca? Diamond Dixie. We need a CD. We need to know what your schedule is. Where do we go, ladies?
Yeah, go to our website, diamonddixie.com. It has our full schedule of dates that are planned right now. It has our merchandise on there, our music, basically everything you can find. And if you want to actually like talk to us and like personally, then we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have all that social media stuff, so we can actually like talk to our fans. So
awesome. We're going to include all of those in the show notes, all the links to everything that's Diamond Dixie. And ladies, Gabrielle and Bianca, thank you so much for being a part of the Dharmic Evolution. I want to wish you guys continued blessings and success in your career. And thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much for having us.
There is a brand new musical act out on the airwaves called Mercy. It's spiritual. It's the truth unleashed, with scripture delivered by chaplain Christine Mercy, along with drums, guitars, pianos, violins. Behold, it's the brand new album from Mercy, titled I Am Victorious. I'm going home, back to the throne, victorious. It's glorious. I've many rooms in my Father's house for all of us. It's glorious. Learn to trust in His name. Just recorded in the Music City on the world-famous Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee. Download the album or pick up the actual CD copy of I Am Victorious right now on iTunes, Amazon, and CD Baby. And keep your eyes and ears open for the live performance tour of Mercy coming soon. This message is sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. Take Two, Live and Let Go, Reckless, and Diamonds in This Town. Diamond Dixie on a tear across Florida, playing consistent shows and also making trips to Nashville to collaborate and write with other artists. Lots of good things coming from these awesome young Floridian songwriters. Check them out over at DiamondDixie.com. Hope you guys really enjoyed this show. I really enjoyed meeting these young ladies. Really awesome spirits, both of them. They're going to go far. Hey, if you have not had a chance yet, head over to the James O'Connor Agency. You've got to check it out. Lots of artists around the world checking in, taking advantage of all the things this agency is offering them. You may have also heard that we write songs for authors. Yes, very true. We just wrote and produced a song for alumni distinguished professor Scott Geller from Virginia Tech University. And Scott now has a flagship song that supports his brand, actively caring for people. We released the song just recently, and it's called Here to Share and Care. And I'll feature this in a coming episode so you guys can check out the kind of work we do at the agency. Hey, do you need funding for your next album project? Single? Video? Well, go over to the JamesO'ConnorAgency.com. Let us connect you with the how to get funded. It's easier than you think. We also want to encourage you to visit dharmicevolution.com. Check out your show and blog profile right now. If you've been on the show, you're now on the site. Gabriella and Bianca are now on the site, and people from around the world are logging in to see and hear all about Diamond Dixie and their music. That's it for me today. I'm your host for the Dharmic Evolution, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. So until the next time when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials or I'll see you on TV.
I remember where I was the first time that I heard your voice. Do you remember where you were the first time that you made that choice? You're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. You would always close the wound right before I would bleed to death. Your infectious melody will be with me till my last deep breath. But you're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. Oh, you know I love a 00. Hey baby, you're the perfect size for me. Oh, and how I love those yellow stilettos. You always knew how to annihilate